you work with your wife. How's that working out for you?
It's great. Works are great. But the truth is that we didn't arrive at this point from day one. There are a lot of things, we needed to work around. At the beginning, it was not very, so at the beginning it was very great. But then when we got into the groove of, operational, stuff, we had some, issues and concerns. But I think what has worked well for us is very open, communicate, and over communicate. So we try to talk about things a lot, as much as possible. Mutual respect, and allowing each person play in their own areas of strength and capabilities. So right from day one, I think one thing that has also helped us, we had clearly defined roles. And I used to make a joke, when we started the business, that I never wanted people to, see my wife as Oga's wife, and vice versa, Madam's husband. So everybody had clear roles. You had clear designation of what you are doing in the business, and that helped. Also create boundaries, but that is easier said than done. We've had to just walk through that over the years. So create boundaries between, office and work, and when you are discussing, for example, things that has to do with work,
yes,
especially for men, you must be able to see past, this is my wife. You must imagine that this is my CEO or my VP of sales giving me maybe a feedback or a strategy around this thing. For example, maybe you as a CEO, you're saying this is the way I want to go, but she's the VP of sales, she's saying I don't believe in this. We should try this. You should not be seeing her then as
you're not the boss of her.
Yeah, you're not the boss. This is my wife. At that point, it's not your wife talking, it's the VP of sales talking. So that's why I said, it's easier said than done, but we've had to work. So creating boundaries, and finding time to just pack work aside, because then it creeps into your life, and everything you're doing, everything you're saying in bed, on the table, on the road, is just about work. So you have to deliberately find time to still give time for the relationship, so that it doesn't suffer for work. Then I think it's very important at the very beginning to clearly define what everyone wants from the business.
Okay.
Because people do business for different reasons. Some people do it for lifestyle. Some people do it for immediate returns. Some people do it for long-term returns. So it's important to be clear and make sure that you are aligned on your views about business, about why you're doing what you're doing, what the vision, what the goal is. For us, that was something we really discussed at the beginning. And when we knew that we were aligned on what this business should be striving towards, and one of the things that cause a lot of friction is also money. So what is your philosophy about when the business starts making money? Do you want to continue to reinvest? Do you want to start getting returns from the business? These things sometimes look minor or obvious, but two people can have different mindset about it. So you want to be aligned on some of those details, and then things will come up that you don't envisage. So as much as possible, be very open with communication, and give each other room to if I can use that word, to fail, and don't assume the worst of the other person. So give each other room, and just keep working at it. It's just great working together. Right now, we already understand what each other person. In fact, if we're discussing specific issues, I almost can know my wife's position, because we've done it for 12 years, and she almost can know what my position. And sometimes you just have to compromise. You have this way, she has this way, but as long as you all are agreed on the destination, sometimes just let's try the other person's way, and if it doesn't get there, then you can try this way. So compromises along the way and all of that. Yeah.
Wow, you sound like you've gone through a school and learned a lot of this. Was there ever a time where you felt like, we can't do this, I can't work with this woman, or we can't do, like, let's just...
No, so there was very frustrating times, and then actually I think it was 20, maybe 17 or thereabout, or I think it was 2017. She told me she was not doing again, that she wanted to resign. I said, no, this company will close it. So that's not going to happen. I mean, we build this thing together. And I know your artist and all of that. I mean, but she was frustrated with the number of things and all. But it's okay. Take like 2 months off, and then we just talk through it. What are the issues? What don't you like about this, about that? And then we just worked it out. So yeah, we once got to that point that thought that maybe the best thing was for one person to leave the business, but then said no. I mean, if we have done this for 6-7 years, let's focus on what's working, and then what's not working, how can we make it better?
So you were able to work through your differences.
Yeah.
Because from what you're saying, I don't think the problem was the business, but maybe how the approach on both sides.
It wasn't the business. It wasn't the business. It was the approach, and then maybe a little burnout as well, with the business. Especially, we started that business like we started thinking about the business the second year of our marriage. So the business has practically been with us all through our marriage life, and was like raising a family, building a business, raising kids. So at a point, it just became all too much.
How many children do you have?
Now 3.
3 children. Oh wow! So how do you guys? Since you're both you're both working in the business.
So we had 2 kids for how many years now? For 10 years.
Okay.
And then the 3rd one came just last year.
Oh, you have a baby.
So the baby,
girl or boy?
Just 10 months girl. So there are 2 boys and then 1 girl now. Yeah.
So did she take time off?
Yeah, she had to. Yeah, she took time off. So in the early days, we just had to structure our life around the kids and the business. We had to structure our lives around the kids and the business. I remember a time because we were spending so much time on the business, we were not having a lot of times for the kids. We made some very tough decisions. So when they were like much younger, like 4 or 5, we used to use the school bus. The bus picks them up, and then we also go. The bus takes them home, and we get home like late in the night. And at the point in time, we had to pull ourselves back that this wasn't sustainable. Yes, we're building this business, but the family is also important. So we decided to, we changed their school so that we could take them to school and then pick them up, and everybody goes home together. And we have done that for the last 7 years, taking our kids to school every day and pick them, and those times that we picked them up and took them to school were bonding times for us. So we had to make those deliberate changes, and then we tried to make time at the weekends, myself and my wife, just to be together, forget about business. I mean, that didn't happen immediately because we were just caught up, and we just found out that we were not even asking about each other. We were not thinking about what's going on in your life. It was just about business when we were eating, when we were sleeping. And then we just had to step back that, this wasn't sustainable, because at the end of the day, you just end up becoming strangers. You just end up becoming CEO and
Ships that
CEO
sail
in the
by
business.
that night.
Yeah, so we had to catch ourselves and like compartmentalize, like I said, create boundaries, and just be deliberate about also cultivating the relationship aside from the business.